Hey, my Liptons. So I wanted to come in here and give a quick, you know, Eternal Sunshine album review. But before I start, giving my thoughts, giving my opinions, what I have to say, please, please, please make sure that y'all are subscribed to my channel. Okay, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, we're building the brand. There are new subscribers that I came to, my channel, and I want to thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for listening to me and my crazy thoughts. I appreciate it so, so much. But let's continue building the brand. Let's get up to 800 subscribers. The goal is to get up to 1,000. I appreciate y'all. Like, I really, really do. And I thank y'all so much for, listening to my content, whether it's on YouTube or on TikTok, on Twitter. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. So let's get into this video. Listen, I was anticipating doing this video. Okay. So y'all guys already know. I did a review of Ariana Grande's first single, Yes and I remember when I listened to that song, I was just, and y'all know, I put the video up on my channel. Y'all guys can go on my pop culture playlist. It's there. I said it on that video. I was like, man, Ari, what is this song? Like, I'm not feeling the song. The song it might be one of your worst songs ever. I wasn't feeling it. I was just like, Ariana, if this is what your album is going to sound like, please keep it. Cause it's like, I'm not feeling the song. And then on top of that, she did the Mariah Carey remix, and it did nothing for the song either. If anything, like it was whatever. And on top of that, I remember the quote that came out and said that her album is gonna be like a house R&B type of vibe, and I was scared. I was scared because I said it in a video too, like a video that I did 2 weeks ago about Ariana Grande, and I said Ariana Grande's strongest suit is pop music. Like, I feel like that's where she is at her best, her greatest. She knows pop is her sound. Okay, even though there are a few R&B songs that I like from her, but the majority of the Ariana Grande songs that I like from her is pop. Now, when I went into this album, before I went on to it, and I started listening to it, but I was like, okay, let's see what it gives. Even though, like, I don't know, my expectation was kind of like neutral, because it's like Ari is like a girl where it's like, maybe the project might be like Positions. Like, I felt like Positions was like, okay, it's okay. But so my expectations was neutral. Let me just say this. I think I have to admit, for the first time on my channel, that I need to eat crow. I need to eat crow. Ariana Grande did her thing on this album. I really, really enjoyed this album. I did. It was unexpected. I was kind of like, in a way too, I'm kind of mad too, because I'm just like, girl, there's a few songs on this album that could have been your lead single, and you picked Yes and? Girl, what are you doing? Like, I was pleasantly surprised and refreshed after I listened to this album. I felt like Ariana Grande, there was growth in this album. There was vulnerability. There was sincerity. Um, there was I don't know, there was also some magical elements and some whimsical elements in this album that I really, really enjoyed. And I don't know where the quote of like house and R&B came from. Maybe it was a misquote. I don't know, maybe. But to me, this was mostly a pop album to me. And really, if we're going to be honest, Yes and was a song that really didn't belong on this album. Um, I would say, if not all, I enjoyed all of the songs. I mean, obviously apart from like Saturn Returns interlude, even because that's more of like a, there's just someone talking there for like a few seconds. But let's just go, like, first of all, I enjoyed this album. I'm a little bit shocked because I'm just like, in a way, it's like it might be bad because it's like the way Yes and was going, and I'm like, girl, if you're going through all this controversy, if you're going through all these things, you need to come out with the heavy hitters. You need to come out with bops. And Ariana Grande delivered. She absolutely delivered. Let's go through the list. So let me just say this. I like the intro song. I like it. Intro, The End of the World. I enjoyed that song. At first, when I listened to it, I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. This is really nice. Number two, Bye. Really liked the song. She was talking her shit on that song. I love it. Enjoyed it. I thought that she was awesome. It's just maybe, I got this where the shade comes into, but it's like I also got to shout out to her writers because the lyrics were lyricking. The lyrics were lyrical in this album. Okay, they ate that. Ariana Grande's vocals ate it up. We had no other choice but to stand. Okay, don't want to break up again. I really like that song. It was very, very vulnerable. That song was really nice. I enjoyed it. Obviously, Saturn Returns is more, just talking and that sort of thing. Eternal Sunshine. Honestly, if we're gonna be honest, and I'm so mad at her for this. I'm so mad at Ari for this. The Boy Is Mine, Eternal Sunshine, or Supernatural could have been her lead singles. They could have been the fact that The Boy Is Mine, and she said this in like I saw it on Twitter, but like she said it was like a remastered version of like The Boy Is Mine, Monica and Brandy. I'm like, and when I listened to the song, I was like, okay, and if it's a remastered version, let me see it. Let me see how it sounds. This song is a whole bop. I was like, wait a minute, Aria, girl, you gave us whack ass Yes and you had this bop in your freaking album. Like, why wasn't this the lead single? Like, and I don't know, maybe, just by the title, The Boy Is Mine, like, people would have been like, oh, girl, due to, obviously, the controversy and whatever. Here she go with their, all the allegations against Ariana Grande. But it's just like, girl, at the end of the day, you're coming out strong right now in this album. Like, you're really talking your ish, and she's talking about a lot of things. She's very vulnerable on this album. She's discussing, and this is just my assumptions. She's discussing her marriage issues that happened with the husband, the ex-husband now. She's discussing what she wants out of her new relationships. Especially if we're talking about The Boy Is Mine. Don't want to break up again, Eternal Sunshine, Imperfect for You. Is like she's really, really being vulnerable. And Imperfect for You is such a beautiful song. Such a beautiful song. I love it. It's very magical. This album is very is very whimsical. It's very whimsical. It's very magical. It's very, you can tell, like, I loved the direction of this album. It flowed well. Okay. And and let me just say this. The reason why I'm extremely happy with this album too, first of all, the album is really good. Second of all, it's like, lately I've been discussing on my channel, and I've been discussing it for a while, how I feel like, I don't know what's going on with the pop artists nowadays. It's like both on the male and female side, I feel like their projects have not been hitting the way it used to. I feel like, some of the singles that they've been releasing is not the one. It's not, obviously, like, yes, like you need to have, the song that your stands are always gonna like go and stream and do whatever, but you also need to also please the casual fans like me. You need to give us the blockbuster songs. Like, we have blockbusters in films, but we also have blockbusters in music. So give us the blockbuster songs. And I feel like, lately with the pop artists, they haven't been doing it for me lately. So this album was really, really refreshing. And here's another thing too I also want to say. In this album, I also felt like Ariana Grande was a little bit more mellowed. As odd as that may sound. Like, she was more, like, vocally, she was more calm. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't know how to really, like, form my thoughts with it. But, like, usually, like, with her songs, like, especially, like, her heavy hitter songs in the past, like, Into You, God Is a Woman, breathing, any, like, she's more so like trying to be a little bit more vibrant and a little bit more like trying to express her vocals. But I felt like with this album, she was more, I don't know. Like I don't know how to explain it specifically, but she was more, it felt like she was more, a little bit more leveled out vocally. Like it was like, yes, give us your vocal agility, but make sure it's more on a steady basis. And that's how I felt. I don't know how to, like, I mean, hopefully I'm framing that right, but like because I it just popped up in my mind. But I felt like this is an album that Ariana Grande was a little bit more experimental. Like usually, like I know people will be like, oh well, she was more experimental with Sweetener or with Positions because of like, but I felt like that was more so due to like the beat, like the because oh like okay the beat is more R&B ish or like the beat is more whatever hip hop ish or whatever. But with this, I felt this album with Eternal Sunshine, I felt like her vocals was more so the experiment. Like it was that it wasn't just the beat. It was her voice. It was her vocals in this album, and I felt like she experimented. And she, to me, I thought that the album, the songs were great on in this album. I love Imperfect. Like I said, Imperfect for You. I Wish I Hated You was also a really, really good song. We Can't Be Friends, and I just saw the music video before I was on my way home. Again, I just saw the music video. I thought it was really, really cute. I like that song too. I enjoyed it. Which also can be, a little bit of a dig towards like her previous relationship. But yeah, like Supernatural is a bop. I like Supernatural. I like Supernatural. Like I said, like I don't understand how she led with the yes and lead. If I was her, it should have been The Boy's Mind, Supernatural, or Eternal Sunshine. Like your album is called Eternal Sunshine. Lead with the first single. Lead with that first single. And obviously, of course, yes, and did do his numbers, but like I felt like the stands are always gonna eat up what they're gonna eat up. But for me, I just felt like the casual fans weren't really feeling the song. It was like meh. But overall, like this was a good album. This was a really good album. I don't like obviously like I said like The Boy's Mind, Supernatural, Eternal Sunshine should have been leads, but I don't really have like particular favorites at this moment because I really like almost all of the songs on this album. Like Ordinary Things was a really cute song as well. I enjoyed it. But oh, True Story. Oh my God. True Story. I just forgot. I just thought, like, just looked at it. True Story. I also think she was also talking her stuff. We got the thing with me. I don't like to only listen to like, like the beat or anything like that. Let's look at the lyrics. What are you saying? Okay. What kind of story are you telling me? No pun intended. And she was telling a lot in True Story. And, she was discussing how, if you want me to be the bad guy, I'll be that. But, we all know, well, I know what your tea is, basically. So I suggest y'all to go listen to that song. Well, first of all, go listen to the album and tell me how y'all guys feel about the album. But overall, this, even though it was like I had no high expectations or low expectations, I was still pleasantly surprised that this was a good album. Like, I don't know, like, in a way, first of all, let's be very clear. I know that this album is going to do well. Of course, Ariana Grande has a huge fan base. The stands are going to support the heck out of this album. She's going to have her number one songs. I'm also glad that she didn't do a lot of features. The only feature here I see here is Nana. Is that how you say her name? I apologize if I didn't say her name right. But this was really, really nice. I like the fact that it was basically only her in this album. Like she was telling, discussing her feelings and expressing them, and and being very, very whimsical about it as well. I don't know. This is just a whimsical. Maybe I'm like a little bit giddy-ish or whatever, and maybe I just was listening to some like theater music. That's why I feel a little bit like up there. But the album felt very magical. There's just something about it that feels very, very, you know, don't you wish upon a star? Like, I don't know. There's something about it. Even though it was like, it has some vulgar moments in the song, but like, there's just something very, very fairy tale-ish in about this album. This album, yeah, that's what I, yeah, this album felt a little bit fairy tale-ish, a little bit, um, but yeah, I definitely believe that this album is gonna do well. I think that it deserves to do well. If this was a very refreshing album from Ariana Grande, um, sure, I might even go as far as to say it might be better than the Positions. You know, whew. And that might be one thing. But maybe I need to go back and listen to Positions again to see how I felt. But at this point, this was a very refreshing album. But but that's just my thoughts. I give this album from 1 out of 10. I give it a 9. Like, of course, because of the Yes and single that killed me. And because Saturn Returns was just, a lady talking. 9 out of 10. Because I liked the majority of the songs on this album. I thought she did extremely well. She ate that. She definitely ate that. Ariana Grande stood on business with this album. I have to give her props. She delivered. She delivered. She delivered. But anyway, y'all, who knows? Maybe I might be. I didn't look at any reviews, by the way. I didn't look at any other reactions. I just waited for my own reaction. I wanted to come up with my own thoughts. So now I'm about to go see other people's reactions. I'm going to see some of the people that I'm subscribed to, their reactions to the album. But you know what? Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Did you guys love the album? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys feel neutral about it? How y'all guys feel? Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Like I said, make sure y'all stay subscribed to the channel. Make sure y'all have your family members and friends and children subscribe to my channel. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.